Okay, good morning students. So today Miss Tama will explain about the rotation and also revolution of the earth. So there's no Zoom meeting for today, so we'll explain everything through this video. So please listen to me carefully and happy watching. Okay, now we're going to learn about rotation and revolution. So earth doing two movements which are rotation and revolution. What is the difference between those? So I will explain it now in here. So rotation is spin when the earth spin on its axis. So what is axis? Axis is a north pole and also south pole. It's placed in the north pole and south pole, and then as we know that the earth is not upright but it's tilted. So rotation is a movement when the earth spins on its axis. So how about revolution? Revolution, it spin around on its orbit. So what is the difference between spin in here and spin in here? So spin and rotation, the earth didn't move at all, didn't move place to place, but stay on the same place. But in revolution, the earth is spinning around, it's moving from place to place. So this one is the difference between spinning this and spinning here, and it spins around on its orbit toward the sun. Why toward the sun? Because the orbit is around the sun. Okay, did you get it? The difference between rotation and revolution. Now I'm going to explain about the rotation deeper. So rotation takes 24 hours to complete one rotation. So the duration to complete one rotation is 24 hours. That's why in the earth one day is equal to 24 hours. And then this rotation, it causes day and night. Why? Because some part of the earth, when it gets light, it will experience daytime, and when it doesn't or only get less enough light, it will experience nighttime. And the total time night and daytime is 24 hours. So that's why rotation is affected to the day and night time. Do you understand about this one? Yes, okay. It's me who answered it. Okay, now it's about the revolution. Revolution spin around on its orbits toward the sun. So this will move. Okay, now about revolution. Revolution is the spin around on its orbit toward the sun. So the earth is moving from place to place over the time. So every single month the earth is moving, and then it takes 365 days to complete one revolution. So 365 days to complete one revolution. It means the revolution causes year. Not exactly 365 days, but it's 365 1/4 days. But because we learn about math, scientists agree to round off this number into 365 days to make it easier. But exactly in the real life, in the nature, it's 365 1/4. And then this movement, it's not moving separately. So the earth doing the rotation first, and then the revolution, or the earth doing the revolution first and then rotation. No, it's not like that. So the movement is doing together. So when the earth doing rotation, the earth also doing the revolution at the same time. And this rotation not only causes day and night, it will causes season. Of course, revolution also causes season. Why? Season is caused by revolution and rotation. I will make a conclusion. Revolution takes 365/4 days, while rotation only 24 hours. And then this one causes seasons, while this one causes night or daytime, and also seasons. So I will explain about the season later after this. So do you understand about this rotation and revolution? If you have any question, you can type anything in a Google Classroom, and later I will explain it to you. I will answer your question. Okay, we're going to move to another concept. Okay, we're going to learn about the length of the day and changing seasons on page 90. So before we're going to learn about this one more deeper, I will explain to you a part of the earth first. Okay, so here, the earth, as we know, there is a North Pole here, South Pole here. I will make it more short, NP and SP. So, and there is a line between them in the center. We call that the equator line or equator part. So this one, the part that near to the North Pole, we call that the northern hemisphere. And the part of the earth that next to or near to South Pole, we call that the southern hemisphere. So what does hemisphere mean? Hemisphere means a half a half of earth. See, this one is a half, this one is a half of the earth. And then this part, there's no name. It's not belong to the northern, it's not belong to the southern. We call this the equator part. So, or equator, or in the equator line. So, some of countries are belong to northern hemisphere. For example, all countries that in the Europe continent is belong to northern, and then some Asia countries or some countries that in Asia continent are belong to northern hemisphere. How about the southern hemisphere? So all countries that in the Australia continent are belong to southern hemisphere, such as New Zealand, Fiji Island, and also some South Africa countries is belong to southern hemisphere. And then how about Indonesia? Indonesia is not belong to north or maybe to south. Indonesia is in the equator line. Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, Philippines are belong to equator line. So in this equator line, we experience day and night equally. How about this? They will experience night more longer, or maybe day more longer than usual. This one also the same thing. So many countries that in the equator line will experience day and night equally, but some countries that in the North Pole, all the countries that in the northern hemisphere and also in the southern hemisphere, they will experience 4 seasons. Most of them experience 4 seasons, but in the equator line it's only 2 seasons, which are the wet and dry, and 4 season is winter, autumn, summer, and spring. So this is why our country didn't experience winter, autumn, summer, and spring. Did you can see the pencil, the mark that the mark that I draw by pencil is okay. So you can see this one is Spain. Spain, it's when I talk about Spain means I talk about the northern hemisphere, because it's representative of the north hemisphere. Okay, so the Spain in December Spain is in the white part, and then in January it's moving, February move, and on July it's facing exactly, it's precisely facing the sun. So it means northern hemisphere is moving from cold season to the hot season, right? So the day of northern hemisphere is getting longer, and then I can make a prediction on July it's a summer or other hot season. Right after this, my friend will teach you about the relation between hemisphere and season, and please pay attention to her and check this out.
But did you know that not all the seasons happen at the same time all over the world? Nope, so let's find out why. Planet Earth has an axis, which is an imaginary line where the Earth spins around itself in a rotational movement. This axis isn't up straight, it's actually leaning. And depending on the month of the year, there are areas that receive more heat than others. Our planet is divided into 2 parts. It's separated by an imaginary line called the equator. And this imaginary line separates the planet into 2 hemispheres, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. Now let's see how our planet moves around the sun. It is what we call a translation movement. As you can see, the sun heats the Earth, but not equally around the whole world. Let's stop the planet. Stop! In this position, the northern hemisphere has more sun rays because of the axis inclination. And that means that we're in summer. And meanwhile in the southern hemisphere, it's winter. Oof, I prefer summer. But What happens if the Earth rotates on the other side of the Sun? Well, this means that the southern hemisphere will receive more sun rays, meaning that in the northern hemisphere it's winter and in the southern hemisphere it's summer. It's easy.
Thank you, my friend, for helping me. But my friend didn't tell us why Indonesia or other countries that place on the equator line didn't get 4 seasons. So here is the explanation. As you can see, I already drew the diagram that shows the position of the Earth. So why Indonesia or other countries that located in the equator line didn't get 4 seasons? Because the equator line is in here, this the red color, and so when the Earth is doing revolution or translation movement, the equator part is not moving. Position of the equator is remain the same. It's not changing at all. We can identify it together. So this one is the position of equator. In the second place, also the same one, third and fourth. And then look at the northern hemisphere. At the first in this position that's facing the sun. In the second position, a half of northern hemisphere is facing the sun, but look, it's totally different in the third position. Northern hemisphere is not facing the sun. In this case, the northern hemisphere is having a cold season because the area is not facing to the sun, so it will get less of sunlight. But look at this one. In the fourth position, a half of northern hemisphere is facing the sun. Then rotation also affected to these seasons because the Earth is tilted because its axis. So yeah, did you get it? Why revolution and rotation affected to the seasons? So this is the reason why countries that located in the equator line is not affected to the translation movement or revolution, because the sunlight that goes to that country is remain the same. The amount remain the same every single time. Why? Because the equator also, the position of the equator remain the same. So yeah, when it's constantly in the same place, the sunlight that you receive also will constantly the same. So did you get it about that? Yeah, so now your time to do the question on page 91, number 1 until number 2. Only that. If you have any difficulties, you may ask me through the Google Classroom. Feel free to ask me. So yeah, goodbye. See you and God bless you. Bye bye.